And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to SAIT Trojans Esports action. The week chugs along, and as do we. It's Benny Giroux here, live and alive with Cameron Sperling, and we have Valorant action waiting in the wings for you, starting here super shortly. Want to say hello to everybody. Hope you're excited for today's pair of matchups. We have a massive one. It is the SAIT varsity Valorant team going up against Lindenwood University. Now, this is a big one for multiple reasons, Cam. Firstly, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm pretty excited to see this matchup.
Awesome, awesome. One of the things that jumped out to us right away when comparing some ranks was the Lindenwood team is fortunate enough to have a Radiant on their team, and that guy goes by the name of Cutter. Now, fun fact, this is my second semester covering the Trojans, and Lindenwood was a huge factor in last semester's season. They were talented, they were tough to play against, the games were dragged through the mud and all the way into the later rounds. They're very, very talented. And one note about that is we have a brand new team here. We have no returning varsity players, so we're working with a brand new squad. On the side of Lindenwood, we have a couple guys making some reruns, or I should say a couple people, because I don't know for sure, but Seabiscuit, we watched a lot of Seabiscuit last semester, and they were very, very good. Cutter was a major factor we mentioned. I'm not even sure if they were a Radiant last semester, so that could be a new development. Sunbreaker and Froggy, both massive factors in last season. So we'll see how this new varsity team is able to put things together. We have a couple people that we'll be highlighting as the stream goes on. We'll hear a little bit from Beto a little bit later today, and we basically have a jam-packed cast from you from tip to tail. So we will step aside while we await the arrival of the Lindenwood team, and we will have Valorant action for you very, very soon. Thank you very much.
What we think, we become. Don't wake up. Don't wake up. What we think, we become. Don't wake up. Don't wake up. What we think, we become. Don't wake up. Don't wake up. Don't wake up. Don't wake up. What we think, we become. Don't wake up. Don't wake up. What we think, we become. Don't wake up. Don't wake up.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a game lobby, but unfortunately for the varsity team, well, I guess you could say fortunately, varsity is actually going to go ahead and take that one via forfeit Lindenwood University, putting it through just a few minutes ago that they will be forfeiting game one. And so myself being the, how do you say it, very crafty, I got us onto the ACAD team. So we will have no gaps in the action. We will have a team ready for you right now. This matchup is going to be between the SAIT Valorant varsity team and the Bow Valley College Bears. This is going to be a big one.
Oh, it's the
my
Battle of
goodness.
Calgary.
Yeah, this is a Calgary battle. This is very exciting. So things definitely a little bit spicy. And I'm going to say this on the broadcast, actually. One member of the opposing team Ashiro over here was actually running the esports with me last semester.
Oh, really?
He was on OBS for most of the time. So big shout out to Ashiro here. I know his real name, but I won't say it just in case. But huge shout out to them. And so all of a sudden, I'm like 10 times more excited. This is great. I mean, we know both these teams. We know about the rivalry. And so we're super excited. This is a huge opportunity for a little bit of inner city bragging rights, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, win or lose, whoever wins this, Calgary still wins.
Exactly. Yeah, that's absolutely true. All right, we are underway with the first map today being Bind. Cameron was nice enough to attend this stream, but he's a little bit new to Valorant, and so we're going to give Cam a little bit of a rundown on why Bind is unique and what I like about it. You can see some of the barriers that we talked about earlier, separating the attackers from the defenders.
Okay.
Now, you'll also notice these long pathways here and this little shorter one here. This map has teleporters that can take you between A and B, which can be helpful for the attackers if they need to switch sites, and it can be helpful for the defenders if they need to rotate. So that is going to be one factor that we're going to keep in mind today. We're just going to run through all the numbers. We got Electrocute, who played the Omen. It was a topic of conversation last week because Electrocute was kind of stuck wanting to play the Astra, but things had kind of changed, and the coach felt that they were making a better sort of Omen, and so that'll be the pick. The early pick for Invj, the enemy Yoru, was able to take their first one, and Miku's going to hit the refract here. Meanwhile, Brazilian Baddie and Say Less happy to back up and give their opponents a little bit of space. You can see this large conglomeration of Bow Valley players. Miku has the entry, and they're going to sit just inside there. There's a nice pop-up. Brazilian Baddie takes out one, able to potentially take out a second, but got some huge damage on, and now we are on with Virgie right now. And along the other side of things is Electrocute, who is in potentially a bit too deep at this moment in time. The Prowler finds a little bit of success. That dog, once it detects your presence, will run and give away your position and inevitably blind you if you don't get rid of it. There is a blind thrown from the enemy Omen. Virgie gets taken out by Ambot that was just outside, and what turned out to be a fantastic start for Bow Valley will materialize into a round 1 win. Any questions for your first round?
Well, I did notice that no one respawned compared to other hero shooter games.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that's a unique thing about this game.
Exactly. In any given round, you get 1 life and 1 life only, unless we were playing with a Sage who has the power to resurrect their teammates every so often. No Sage in this game, so yep, the deaths are going to be permanent on this guy. So excellent work so far. Teams lined up just outside here. We'll hop back on with Electrocute, who's going to end up with first position here and found quite a couple of enemies to go face-to-face with. Now, Virgie here has an opportunity. They can hear the footsteps, but I believe that is a Yoru clone. If you shoot the clone, you get flashbanged. You can tell by the way it was just kind of hovering across screen there. And Virgie has their eye on a couple people. Oh my goodness, look at Virgie! Oh my goodness, Virgie with the double! That was sneaky. I don't know how they didn't hear him coming, but excellent work there for Bow Valley to take the early 2-0 lead. Now, for those at home, we call round 3 in this scenario the bonus round. So every round that you complete, you get extra credits based on how many kills you got and whether or not your team won the round. So because Bow Valley has won 2 in a row, they're able to buy a good amount of weapons. Something that's a little uncommon is people buying new weapons when you're up 2. Generally, you want to try and make sure that you have enough to win the 4th round as well, or buy for your 4th round. The Trojans took their licks in the first 2 rounds. They didn't buy any weapons, and now here they are, full weapons, full armor, and we'll see which team gets the advantage here. Hop on with Ashiro, who's rocking those Kuronami knives, and it looks like it's going to be a slight rotation here towards... Oh, and Ambot got one on Electrocute. That's an early pick for Bow Valley. Virgie's going to make a push through. And smartly decides to play their life here. As you can see, there's a lot of enemies on the site, and so they're going to elect to get their teammates over, and we have a bit of a one-on-one opportunity here. See how quickly they can pop out. Brazilian Baddie gets hit with the flash. Oh, and just pivoted to the other side. That was a nice kill out of the enemy Yoru. Now, Say Less finds one. Virgie finds a double as well. Excellent work from these two right now, and all of a sudden things are tied.
2 players on each team.
Yeah, and you can see Injay here using his ultimate, which puts him in another dimension. He can see the enemies, but they can't see him. Be excellently played here. Now Virgie's going to try and find an enemy, and they will. Say Less follows up on the kill. Excellent work out of Say Less, and now they have a bomb to get to. Ashiro, last person alive. Will they find him? They poke out, and he's able to get the kill. So a 3rd round win out of Bow Valley here, and excellent work so far out of this team. They've done an excellent job here so far. What a round that was. And so that would be the bomb detonating that we had waited so long to see. Just trying to find a nice alternate angle, but you know what? I'll just end up having to do it myself. We have the Bow Valley team outside of B Long here, so you can expect them to push through Fountain, through Long, and then probably into Garden. And sitting in Garden to meet them is a combination of Meliodas, Brazilian Baddie, and Say Less hanging out in Hookah up here. Brazilian Baddie gets the pick on the blind, and so a lot of people all of a sudden aware. And just a slow approach here. The smoke goes down, and we'll see people starting to flood through. There's one. Virgie's down on the other side. Say Less gets taken out. There's a triple pair of kills there for Bow Valley. They shot into the smoke, but not enough to get the kill on the Neon. Electrocute and Virgie left alone to retake this site right here, right now. In a 2v5 situation, Electrocute gets spotted out. Virgie not in a perfect position. He doesn't have any teammates near him, but he's going to be pushed right here, and he takes out one. He has no idea how close Miku is, but he's able to take out another. Oh my goodness. And there's a Shiro in from distance. Almost
3
spotted.
down.
Virgie. All of a sudden he's got 3. What kind of magic does he have? And he'll run out there as Injay will pick up the round-ending kill there, and some excellent work out of Bow Valley, and great job by SAIT to try and keep things close. So we'll take a look at the economy here. We can see that the Trojans seem to be on par weapon-wise right now with Bow Valley. You have one player in Electrocute who doesn't have full shields at the moment, but neither does Injay, the opposing Yoru, and so we'll see what kind of factors that will have for us. Virgie seems to be closest here. And you can see he's on a collision course early with Miko and Injay. See what that can do. Flash gets popped, and the refract was used out of there as well. Electrocute is going to be first on site between Ashiro. Oh, and turns their back to throw the smoke. Had no idea how close everybody was, and hit the teleport, unfortunately, right in front of the Viper. Now here's Virgie on the scene. He gets taken out, unfortunately, and now popping onto the scene is Meliodas. He's looking for his first kill. Opening for Brazilian Baddie, able to take one. Meliodas picks up one as well. That's a nice pick. And just missing the forehead of Miku. That was an excellent job to play the angle there. And so it'll be a 5th round in a row for Bow Valley. Now, one thing to note about Valorant, it's very momentum-based. You can see the 7 of 8 and the 1 of 8s here. That is players, how close they are to their ultimate. So you've seen the Bow Valley team. They're able to collect 5 in a row. That's all fine and well, but it's the Trojans who have a couple of ultimates ready, potentially to help swing a round or two. It'll just depend on how they use it.
Okay, so this could be a useful tool for a comeback for them to make then.
Absolutely, and Valorant is very, very comeback mechanic based. Here's Meliodas. He's got this tour de force right here. It's his ultimate. Trying to get a pick early with the sniper rifle. Oh, and some nice shots out there. Say Less gets a kill. Say Less is going to try and push forward here. Brazilian Baddie and company able to push far out, and now Electrocute is sitting here and is very close to multiple people. They're both standing inside.
Oh.
Shiro gets taken out, and that's a nice trade as Ambot playing the Viper was able to hit the trade, and now it is a 3-on-3 opportunity. Meanwhile, NJ using the ultimate here, trying to gain some more information from their team and let everybody know where they are all at. Now this bomb is going to get planted on the A site, and so the Trojans have a location. Now here is an interesting opportunity right here, right now. Had the knife out for Ambot, and now it's a Vandal versus Sheriff combo. The handgun going up against the rifle. What does he have? Ambot able to take him out. Now Meliodas, last person alive. They do have their ultimate, and this sniper rifle is a one-shot kill no matter what. This could be a big opportunity here to nail a couple. Oh, and just saw the head there. Ambot able to pick one through, and so one ultimate burn for the Trojans, and that did help them getting a couple kills, but ultimately it'll be the Bow Valley team coming through with a big one. And we'll take another look at the money of it all. Trojans doing well financially to make sure that they don't fall behind as far as hardware is concerned. The only concern I have is Electrocute with not enough money picking up the Bucky, which is... Oh, and they got a buy, so never mind. It'll be a Phantom, and both teams have full weaponry ahead of this round. So barriers down. It'll look to be another A poke here. Some players going through the teleporter. Miku's really close right now with the shorty, and they'll pop through.
Oh, just popped right out there.
Oh, and hit the refract to leave, and Ashiro followed up on the finish. Excellent work there. Now we're on with Virgie, who's stuck here alone, and he peeks 4 players at once without meaning to. Bow Valley is very congested on the site. I mean, even pulling up the map here, you can see how close they all are to each other. It makes it kind of difficult to get a pick without getting traded. Something that Bow Valley has done excellently here at this juncture. Say Less trying to make a poke through. Miku gets taken out, and there's one for Say Less, but it'll be a team ace ultimately for your attackers.
So a team ace, explain that to me. How is that different from a usual round win?
So the team ace means each player on the Bow Valley team got 1 kill.
Oh,
and so they all participated in the round win, and so we'll call that one a team ace. There's a couple other ways that you can win rounds, and you get a fun little title card. A version is called a thrifty, where it means your team won the round while spending under a certain amount of money.
Oh,
so
okay.
it can be pretty impressive if you're saving and manage to win the round. Barriers down here. Oh, and sending the flash through the teleporter. That's sneaky stuff. Oh, Meliodas able to... Gets picked off, unfortunately. I saw the vision there. Players are going to try and flood through Garden here. Ultimate, or not... Yeah, ultimate burn for the Fade. That's the Nightfall, and now we have a couple players going to hit the full rotate using that teleporter, and now the Trojans are going to have to recover, and Virgie's in an excellent position here to get behind a couple of the enemies. We'll stay on with him. What does this look like? He knows Ashiro's close. How close? Let's find out. Oh, 2 players on him now. Going to try and use a couple of the utilities. Virgie going to try and make a move, but doesn't. Tried to land some shots on Yami. Doesn't find any success there. Trying to make some noise here through showers, and he's pulled 2 of these players towards him. Say Less. Now 4 health and a dream, and Ashiro gets the kill on that one. Now Say Less in alone, trying to hit the headshot, and Ambot will clean that one up, and Ambot improves to 14-3. That is a ridiculous number. Ambot comes in to the game with, let us take a look. They don't actually have Ambot listed right here, but that is okay. Ashiro comes in, and he's hitting Ascendant 1. That's pretty fantastic. That's 1 step below the best rank in the game. So Trojans up against it here, down 8 here so far, but doing an excellent job of keeping rounds interesting, and a couple times we've seen them whittle the numbers down for Bow Valley. Meliodas here. It's going to have Yami and company to defend with. They're going to push 4 deep here. Oh, and hit the clone. I thought that was a free kill, but unfortunately not. Players will come through. Electrocute hits the smoke and gives Meliodas a chance to reposition. That ultimate being used by NJ. Going to try and find some people, and he gets the kill. Meanwhile, Virgie comes through. He's got his ultimate. That is the Overdrive. Overdrive doesn't have any movement penalties on it, and so when you're playing as the Neon, you can move around and still hit your headshots. But ultimate put away for the moment. There's an engagement there. Brazilian Baddie falling to Yami. Ashiro and company hanging just outside, and it looks like they're going to teleport out of here and hit the exit. But the question is, do they know that Yami is here? And we're going to find out right here, right now. Oh, and what a move by Virgie. Just turned and caught them. Meanwhile, another ultimate use, and this will be a good learning opportunity for Cam. This is the Viper's Pit. So this is a large conglomeration of smoke that Viper has very excellent vision through, but your enemy doesn't have as good a vision. And so they've used the ultimate over the bomb site, and now it is Say Less's job to not only find Ambot, but find the bomb as well. And for those at home, this is what Ambot sees. He has no idea what things look like in here, but we do.
So on that note, we can see outlines
He's getting
of
close.
characters.
Oh, and sorry, please continue. Ambot gets the kill in his ult.
So we can see the outlines of characters often through walls and such, but that's what we're seeing as spectators.
Exactly.
For the players, they can't see that. They don't have the same information that we do.
Exactly. For this is more what the players looks like. It's just no information whatsoever, but when we turn on our outlines, we can see where everybody is. So yeah, excellent wall there as well. That's a pretty interesting move. That smoke wall that we showed you earlier, it looks like it's running right through the middle of this rubble right here. So it'll be interesting to see how they play around it. Virgie's going to opt to take a lot of space, but take some damage. Meliodas and Brazilian Baddie picking up shots or kills off the get-go as well, and now it's Electrocute in with the Miss Bloom Judge. And it'll be players waiting on the other side. Meanwhile, Say Less! Oh, it just gets caught out by Yami. He was checking spawn to make sure that nobody was being sneaky, but is ultimately punished. Meanwhile, Yami and Ashiro and company happy to overtake this B site. It was an early rotation for the Trojans. You saw they had a couple people moving over to the A site potentially sooner than they should have. But on the other side, they were able to slow down the A push here. Miku faces 3 people and gets taken out. Electrocute. That is a kill that is perfect timing. That'll be their second kill of the game. And sometimes a nice classic kill like that. Oh, and Ashiro uses the orbital strike to close out Hookah. And so that's big damage done. Ashiro now and Yami stuck on site. The Neon's going to try and take some space. Here's Virgie now. He gets spotted out by the Haunt of the Fade. He picks up one. Here's the second one. Double for Virgie. And now they have to find the bomb and defuse it. And judging by the beeps, it sounds like they're going to have just enough time to get this done. Probably plus or minus 5 seconds. Yeah, just about 3 seconds left on that bomb. So excellent work and timing from Virgie. The Trojans are on the board.
There we go. First win for the Trojans.
Yeah, absolutely. And some excellent work from them so far. And definitely a bit of a rank disparity here. We have a lot of platinums and high golds on our team, and these guys are going up against diamonds and ascendants. So even the fact that we're able to put up a round and that we're able to get all these kills on the board, it's an excellent showcase of the SAIT Trojans Academy skill. So excellent work from them to keep things close. And they'll try the same thing. They're 4-stacking the A site. They're trying to earn some. Oh, and Yami takes out the Say Less, the retreating Say Less, and now it'll be a 4-man rotation all the way through. The first person on the scene is going to be Virgie, of course, using that movement duelist and Neon. That Molly slowing things down. It's excellent controlling work out of Ashiro, and he's going to throw up another smoke just to really slow things down. Trying to come through, sees multiple people. Brazilian Baddie picked up 3, however. Electrocute getting hit with that one as well. Meliodas and Electrocute, the only ones left. Meliodas got pushed through the smoke. Now here's Ambot. He comes through, trying to get the kill. Electrocute cleans up on Ambot, but it's Ashiro with the final kill of the round. And so it'll be Bow Valley with the 10-1 advantage and the last round in the half. So we'll have a side switch for you coming very shortly. And it looks like it's going to be the Bow Valley team who's going to have all the right weapons, and the Trojans who are kind of forced to buy like a submachine gun, a shotgun, mid-rifle, shotgun. So maybe not with the equipment that they would like to get things done, but crazier things have happened in Valorant rounds, that's for sure. Meliodas. Here waiting. See if he can pick up a sneaky one. He won't be able to because of the smoke. And meanwhile, Virgie getting pushed. Does Virgie have one? He has one headshot there. Hits the clone. Electrocute and company still on. Here's Virgie. Players are on site now. Taken out. There's Say Less. Electrocute. Brazilian Baddie able to use the ult to try and get some more information. Pops out.
Sneaks from behind.
Nice flash kill out of the smoke there. Now Say Less has 4 players with which they will have to take out, and they're going to use their own Viper's Pit. And we mentioned this earlier. Say Less is going to have a visibility advantage here and gets taken out. Ashiro with his 4th kill of the round improves to 13, 5, and 9. Excellent work out of Ashiro there. And we'll have a side switch. So like we had kind of talked about previously, the Trojans will now be on the side of attack. And so it'll be their job to try and get this bomb down and maybe change the dialogue right now around the game. I will say, I feel like Bind does favor the attackers a little bit, especially with the teleports and so on and so forth. So it'll be interesting to see how the Trojans take advantage of these side switch. And then for those of you watching at home, later today we will have a varsity game for you at 7. As you can see on screen, varsity actually won their game via forfeit. And so we hopped on to cover ACAT. Virgie with the open here, and it's a quiet approach. You can hear nothing. And this is what it looks like for him, and he gets double peaked. Virgie able to pick up one, however. Meliodas and company trying to push through. They'll throw up a teleporter, and they're going to try and take... Oh, Meliodas with a kill through the ledge of the window, pardon me. My brain totally failed me. But it was a kill through the ledge of the window, and so a nice wall bang there. NJ and Miku hanging out inside hookah, we call that. And Brazilian Baddie and company will hang out. Electrocute is super close. You can see some of the players available now. Brazilian Baddie is hanging out in backside. There's Meliodas and those 3 blue players. Those are the guys you got to watch for, and they're all going to drop at once. None of them are looking at Brazilian Baddie, however. Oh, Miku turned at the right time. Now it's Say Less and Electrocute versus Miku. Both of them know that they're faking it. Miku had to jump off, and it's a team ace for the Trojans, starting things off on the right end. So each player gets a kill there, and fantastic work to win their 2nd round of the game. Fantastic.
Well, this is a promising sign for sure. Maybe the switch in roles is all that they needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we were talking about the early game economy a little bit. This is the perfect example to show you and the people at home. Trojans won that 2nd round, which means they all bought full shield and they all bought weapons. So they have a decided advantage over Bow Valley here, who has no shield, no good weapons. And so this round, if everything goes according to plan, should potentially go the way of the Trojans. Meliodas with an early pick. He's traded out. Miku with damage done to him. NJ with damage done to him as well. Trojans 4-on-4, but definitely the health advantage, as you can see in the top, multiple players towards the bottom half of health anyway. Virgie and company happy to switch things up. He'll pick up the Spectre. Oh, and he cycles the guns to bring them closer. He's picking up and dropping the weapons so that none of the Bow Valley players have something to pick up. That's excellent work.
Oh, that is clever.
Yeah, you can see Miku and Yami following them through, looking for this gun. There it is. So I wasn't able to take it all the way through, but Electrocute, the senses are tingling. Something's close. He saw the gun barrel. That's an early first kill.
2.
Risky to pull out the knife, but excellent work. That's a double. Now where will the triple be? Electrocute coming through. They'll throw down a smoke and turn their back to Garden, where NJ was, or sorry, not NJ, it was Ambot who was hanging out. They pick one up and close off emphatically, and Say Less picks up the kill. And so, as I was saying, with the hardware advantage, the Trojans take the round. Now, the school of thought in the 3rd round is obviously the Trojans have won 2. Now, you have a little bit of money. If you want, you can buy a weapon, right? Mm-hmm. But, as you can see on this side, the Bow Valley team are fully kitted. So, the advantage in the round, in my mind, goes to Bow Valley for the 3rd round. If you're the Trojans and you buy and you lose this round, you now have 2 rounds where you have to build your money back up. So it's kind of risky for the Trojans to buy extra weapons, but it's not risky if they win.
Okay. So it's high risk, high reward.
Absolutely, absolutely. Then again, for those at home, I play on a much lower scale than these players play, that's for sure. My rank, not comparable, but just sharing my knowledge for a little bit of context for those at home. NJ, happy to hang out in the smoke with his shotgun, and it'll be a swap move out of the Trojans. You can see the whole team making their way through. And they'll get spotted out. There's 3 players. Yami picked up the first kill. Say Less and Electrocute. Or Brazilian Baddie and Meliodas falling. And 1 kill for Electrocute out. And it'll be 5 down and only 1 down on the side of Bow Valley. So like I was saying, kind of risky to force the buy there. You can see a couple players below that $3,000 thresh mark. So the Trojans won't be able to do a full buy here. But just because they're down, they're going to have to buy some weapons anyway because we have reached match point. So 1 more round for the Bow Valley team, and they will take this one. And we'll see what the Trojans have to say about that. Just a reminder for you folks, we will have SAIT Valorant varsity action for you around 7 p.m. They won their game at 5 due to forfeit. So congratulations to them. They improved to 4-3. Meanwhile, NJ making some aggressive moves. He gets taken out. That was excellent work out of Virgie, it looked like. Yeah, he got a kill there. And now he's got Yami and Miku to worry about. They'll take him out. Electrocute and company, meanwhile, pushing things through the B site. And all they have is Ambot, who is their best player right now at 19-7. Electrocute throws the blind, and that was a nice hit there. They'll teleport on top of the boxes here, and a little bit, I think, unaware of how close the other enemies are. There's one right in front of them. Oh, and yep, that'll be a 2 for the Trojans as Brazilian Baddie picks up the kill on what is the enemy's MVP. The change in color had me confused there for a second. The Trojans are red now.
So the red is always the attackers, and the blue tealish is always the defenders.
Yeah, that's right. Correct. So Meliodas and company now, they're all here. Brazilian Baddie used that ultimate, which sends out seekers and gives people an idea of where the enemies are. And it's an excellent job out of Meliodas. He'll pick up his, let's take a look here. Meliodas will pick up his 8th kill of the round to improve to 12-4. So Trojans winning 3 of the 4 attacking rounds here. Excellent showing from them and good response. Virgie up at 13-15 as well. And if you take a look at the economy, we've got a couple light buys here on the side of Bow Valley. This could be an advantage for the Trojans. A couple Guardians being bought.
Does anyone have funds?
And so we'll see if the Trojans can take advantage of the mismatch in weapons. Trojans are going to try and run this down long. Meanwhile, Electrocute and company were there momentarily. Teleporter was briefly used. Ambot and Virgie come together. Ambot happy to give up the space. And this is all you can see if you're Virgie, so you have no idea how close or far he is. Checking the flank, doesn't see anything yet. This is a slow, methodical approach for the Trojans. And exactly what you need against a team with aim as good as the Bow Valley team.
Looks like they're sending out a scout.
Send out the scout. We'll hop on. Everybody too far back to get noticed by the Dog of Sky. And Trojans swapping it up one more time, and they are on a collision course right here, right now. You can see those 2 players.
Question is, do they know they're on a collision course?
Oh, and they do not. Yami gets the better of that exchange. Virgin comes through, takes out one, tried to follow up with the spray on the other. Yami picks up a kill, and Say Less evens things out, or almost. It's now a 3v2 situation, and the Trojans are going to try and recommit to this B side after popping off some action down A. And you can see Ambot hanging out here. He's going to try and pop out of the smoke. Does so. And we'll see what they can do. There's one. Now Say Less has to come up with a big one, and he does. Excellent kill on what is the enemy team's top player. Ambot was 21-8 before then, and now NJ and Ashiro. Let's pop this off for a minute. Tried to follow up. There's another kill. Hiding
Now
now.
they just need to stay alive long enough for the bomb to go off.
Here's NJ. Either that or get the kill. One or the other, and he gets it. What a clutch play out of Say Less. The 4K to win the round. And the Trojans are still alive. 4 of 5 attacking rounds now going to the Trojans, and what a response. Wow. Holy moly, Say Less. Take a bow.
Talk about performing under pressure. They're at match point right now. A single mistake could cost them.
100%. Yeah, that is pressure personified right there. Back up against the wall. And 4 kills for the answer. Before that 4K, Say Less was sitting at 8 and 13. So now improving to 12 and 13 is a much more happy stat line. Electrocute spotted some enemies. He's got NJ and company here with him and gets a kill on Ambot. That's one of the best players. That's a big pick for Electrocute. Now on the other side picks up one on
Two
Miku.
down.
And
Three.
a third on NJ. Say Less, meanwhile, picks up a kill on Ashiro, and all of a sudden it's a 5v1 situation. Meanwhile, Yami caught Electrocute with the smoke out, and that's an unfortunate position right there. But what they don't know is that Meliodas is hot on the trail like a bloodhound. He's on the scent. And oh my goodness, look at this. Picks him up.
Sneaks up from
Excellent
behind.
work. Nice kill from Meliodas, and all of a sudden the Trojans are rolling. 6-12 now. And I got to be honest, like when we are in the first half of things and Bow Valley was putting up 10, I wasn't sure if we would see rounds coming back the other way, and the Trojans have done an excellent job of keeping things interesting, and now only down 6. So like I said before, Valorant, a very momentum-based game. At any point, things can start popping off one way or the other. I'm not going to use the C word just yet. Commentators curse and all that. Got to be careful. I have jinxed these guys before. Unfortunately, I have.
Well, knock on wood. Let's hope nothing happens.
Exactly. Yeah, that'll work well for me. Meanwhile, Brazilian Baddie not getting any information out of the dog, but Ambot sitting here in a lovely little corner, just checking things out. And we'll have players entering SAIT now. Say Less is going to use that Viper's Pit once more, try and keep things interesting. There's one kill. Flashbang doesn't find its home. And ult used. Now we're going to hop on with Say Less, who's probably got the best point of view in this smoke. They're getting flashed out, unfortunately. Still in. Trying to find an enemy position outside. Can't find it. Meanwhile, players on the inside. Ashiro picks up one. Here's Meliodas. Ashiro now in trouble, and he can't stand against the pressure of Meliodas. Improves to 12 and 15. Excellent work out of Meliodas, and Say Less is going to take team lead for kills and points with 14 kills and 5 assists. Excellent work out of them. And again, the Bow Valley team going to have to make do with a couple Guardians and pistols, as the Trojans have more than enough money to fund things for the foreseeable future. And barriers coming down here. Trojans look to be approaching the A side. So we'll see how this works. Getting caught through the molly. Didn't get taken out there. Ashiro doing a nice job with those brim smokes. We talked about how some smokes are hollow and some are not. I feel like these smokes that are hard to see through, there's like a mental thing. Like mentally, the smoke seems harder to get through than one of the hollow smokes. And I don't know if other players feel that way. I personally feel that way. I have a lot of trouble going up against brimstones. The information hard to come by. Now we have multiple players here approaching Hookah. Ambot, one of the first ones. Brazilian Baddie gets the pick. Nice work there, and Ambot falls to Baddie. And now you can see some of the Bow Valley players coming in from the other side. There's Inji. He's going to pop out from the side, but he gets taken out as well. And so now, Ultimate's burned by multiple players on Bow Valley. They're going to find success. That's one kill for the orbital strike on Electrocute. And
the bomb is being planted.
Bomb down now. Virgie did an excellent job. You have multiple Bow Valley players going through elbow now. You can see they're to the left of Meliodas. Brazilian Baddie's going to get first pick. Oh, that was lovely. Ashiro pops out. Nice little jiggle peek to get the kill. Virgie picks up one as well, and Say Less finds that success. And it is another round for the Trojans, who have sneakily gone ahead and won 7 of 8 on this side. So maybe there is something to the side switch. Trojans find an excellent success there so far.
This is definitely a complete turnaround from what we saw in the first half of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Trojans finding excellent success, and that is due to some individual performances. We had a round where Virgie was the MVP, Brazilian Batty was been an MVP, Electro Cute had a round where they picked up 3. So it's a good sign for your team when multiple players stepping up to the plate to keep things tight. Ashiro gets caught out on the jump peak, and you can see these players able to move back and take defensive positions around A. Electro Cute is going to be the last person to give that up. Trojans are going to try the shower side of things. They're going to run into Miku first. Brazilian Batty and company getting shots off. Virgie, the tip of the spear here. They'll throw through a flash that doesn't find any success. You can see the Bow Valley players backed way up. They hit a flash, and now Meliodas and company, you can see that, oh, pardon me, I lost his number here, NJ in deep with his ultimate, just trying to give out as much information as possible. And Brazilian Batty will drop that ult, and you can see the little icons on the top screen that gives your SAIT Trojans an idea of potentially where players could be located. Virgie and company pushing right through. Looks like it's going to be a push through Hookah. Ambot, a little unsure of where that's actually going to land. Players out now. Brazilian Batty might be the first person to contact. Here they are right here, right now. Virgie didn't find him. Meliodas didn't find him either. And now here they are. There's 2 from Ambot through Garden. He played extra sneaky to find that success. And oh my goodness, players getting taken out from every which way. This is, oh, and Yami gets the kill on Electro Cute, which brings us to the end of the game. It'll be GG's in the chat all the way around. Want to give a quick shout out to Ashiro. That was a familiar face that I didn't anticipate seeing. Ashiro, very responsible for the way that this esports stream looks and how it operates. So big thank you to him for the work that he did. But more importantly, big shout out to Cam, who, not a big Valorant guy, came through. And how did you find the game?
I mean, it was thrilling to watch. Like, just that first half, I was expecting, okay, this is going to be a fast match. It's not going to go well for SAIT. But talk about, like, they almost had a comeback there. That second half was an absolute change.
Yeah, absolutely. It was excellent work, and like we said, there's a bit of a rank disparity, so it's got to feel really good when you can go up against opponents that are ranked higher than you and still put up a really good fight. So we want to say congratulations to the ACAD team for an excellent performance. The Bow Valley team came in looking very sharp. Congratulations to them. And one quick shout out to the SAIT varsity team, who won their first game via forfeit. So Caleb, or pardon me, Caleb. Oh my goodness. Cameron and I are going to step aside. We're going to wait for NACE to give us the second game matchup, and then we'll be live and alive for you to watch that and soak it all in. So in the meantime, stay here. Don't go anywhere. Do whatever you like. We'll be back with more Valorant action. Thank you so much for your time.
Don't wake up.